I'm Manuel Hernandez and welcome to Norwich City Central.
What's going on, Norwich City Central? I hope you're doing really well. This is Sharky from 100% NUFC. I am a Newcastle United YouTuber, a Newcastle United fan, and I'm just going to be giving you a quick preview, talking all things Newcastle United, players to watch out for the big game on Saturday at Carrow Road. And I have to say, welcome to the Premier League. You know, this is going to be a big game for yourselves at your ground because it's your first home game back in the Premier League. And you're going to want to make a point that you are going to be competing with the Premier League clubs this season. Now, I have to say big up to all the Norwich City fans who believed in Daniel Farke for his project of getting Norwich City back to the Premier League, because I know the first time round when he got the job, the first season wasn't so good. I think he ended up finishing mid-table. I could be wrong. And there was a growing discontent between the fans to the board that there was no ambition of getting back to the Premier League. But he stuck by Daniel Farke. He brought some great players in, last summer. And he got you promoted back to the Premier League after a couple of seasons away. And I always believed that he was the right man for the job. Buying in some German players. And you look at the board that you have there. I think he's from Huddersfield. He was the reason why they got promoted to the Premier League. So should have been a little bit of confidence that you could have been promoted back to the Premier League, under Daniel Farke, and he didn't disappoint. Last season, you end up walking away with the Championship title. I think you deserve to win the Championship title. You've played some outstanding football. Teemu Pukki end up getting 25 plus goals last season. It might even have been more. It might have been 30. So I do apologise if I've got that wrong. But he is definitely one of your better players who is going to be important this season in the Premier League, because he's coming up against clubs a division higher than the Championship. So I'm sure we'll be well aware of him on Saturday. And talking all things Newcastle now, it hasn't been the best summer for us, if I'm honest with you. Getting rid of Rafa Benitez, bringing in Steve Bruce. Now, Steve Bruce being a local lad, he's a Geordie, he should be welcomed with open arms. But getting rid of a Champions League manager for the manager with not the best managerial record. His record sort of stands in the Championship. He's managed a couple of teams in the Premier League, such as Birmingham in the past. You've seen Sunderland, Hull. He's not really had a big club to say that he should be managing Newcastle, but I kind of understand it's his local club. And it's just the way things have gone this season. The merry-go-round of managers that we have. The owner, Mike Ashley, Lee Charnley. There's no trust between the fans and the board, and this is why there's been alleged boycotts, that was talked about throughout the summer, which didn't work against Arsenal. And in terms of pre-season, it's been all right under Steve Bruce, if I'm honest with you. We've managed to sign 5 players for around about £61 million, and it's been an okay transfer window. Now, I think we should have signed more players from our side of things, given how long we've been in the Premier League, the stature of the club, and that we should be competing up there, in the top 10, top 7 parts of the league. Now, players to watch out for on Saturday from a Newcastle side of things, I would say St Maximin. Now, he did come on in the second half against Arsenal after going, 1-0 down, and he did show glimpses of his talent. He's very quick, he's very skillful, and he likes to cut in and he likes to cause a problem. So I think your defence need to be switched on Saturday in order to keep him quiet, otherwise he will cause you a nightmare. Joe Linton as well made his Premier League bow against Arsenal. He was isolated at times, but he did have some magical moments where Richie was putting the ball into the box and he's using his head to his advantage, glancing a shot just wide of the right hand post, could have scored. He had a couple of chances at Bert Leno. He's got some pace there, and he will cause you problems. Now, he is our record signing of £40 million, so you will have to watch out. He has scored 2 and 2. Albeit against St Etienne and Hibernian, but you will have to mark him on Saturday, because he will, if he gets the service, he will be deadly. Almiron as well, another one to watch out for. Matt Ritchie, as you all know about. Shelby, if he's fit, can cause a problem. And we are quite defensively good. We like to play the wing-back system, so that may be interesting to see how you attack that. But I think the game on Saturday, it's going to be a tight one. I think because he's at home, normally I would back for a win. But playing against promoted teams can be quite dangerous, especially early stages of the season. I believe that, you've got a good squad on paper there. I think you have invested really well. Tim Krul, ex-Newcastle player that we're going to be caught up against as well. It'd be good to see him. And I'm glad that you took a risk on him and that he got promoted with you and that you're giving him a chance, in the Premier League this season. He kept us in the game against Liverpool, no question about it. Hanley as well, another player I rated at Newcastle, didn't get much game time. He'll be a nightmare for us on Saturday because he does like to do the dirty work. But I think at Carrow Road, it's a tough place to go. You're going to be quite hard to beat, I reckon, this season. Daniel Farker, the way he plays, he's like to play the possession, base game. You like to keep a hold of the ball, but so do we. We like to try and keep the ball as best we can. We are quite defensively sound, which is going to lead to a very difficult game, I reckon, on Saturday. But the pressure for me is on you more than what it would be us. I would happily go down to your ground and get a point because I think this early stage of the season it's something to build on. So I'm going to go for a score prediction of 1-1. I have done a preview for the game with another fellow YouTuber from Newcastle. So if you want to go and check that out, link will be down below in the description, or you can put a link down below in the description as this is not to my channel. But 1-1 score, as I'm going to say, St Maximin. I feel like he's going to cut in and score an absolute worldie. But in terms of yourselves, I'm going to say Timo Pukki because he is a very good player and he's definitely a good bit of business from Celtic. So I do apologise that this video has gone on a little bit, but there has been a lot to get through in terms of Newcastle and what you should think about us going over the season. I'm not relatively confident. I've gone for a 17th place finish in the preview and in other videos gone before, such as the Premier League predictions video, but hey, it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see, on the season. And I have to say, good luck to you lot this season. I really do hope that you have a good season. I have put you down as 16th place in my Premier League predictions. I'm sure you'll take that. And yeah, thank you very much, Norwich City Central, for having me on the channel. And I wish you all the very best for the season. Okay, in terms of the Newcastle point of view, how are the lads?